A big Bitcoin breakout is imminent and around the corner. Bitcoin is consolidating inside of this ascending pattern and this bear flag pattern. And this is happening while in just 1 day time we are about to get the FOMC meeting. So this will be bringing up some big volatility and will be indicating the next Bitcoin move. So we are going to need to be talking about that exactly in today's update video and much more that we will need to discuss. So as always, let's get started with a shorter time frame. And in that shorter time frame, well, Bitcoin, I do still believe, is going to be creating a bit of a local bottom right over here. However, it might potentially just take a little bit longer before seeing this push to the upside than most people anticipate. Because in that ultimate shorter time frame, we are creating an ascending triangle pattern, which typically speaking is going to be a bullish biased pattern. It usually tends to break out more often to the upside than to the downside. But while we are creating this pattern, we are also creating a bear flag pattern, which usually breaks out to the downside. On top of that, we are going to be seeing the FOMC meeting by tomorrow. Another rate cut is going to be expected, which this rate cut is going to be massively bullish for the long-term Bitcoin price action. However, for the shorter time frame, like you can see has happened for the last 2 times, we have seen a bit of a buy the rumors, sell the news event. And we could potentially have a look into a bit of a buy the rumors event right now, leading up to this event. And then after the event, we could potentially see a break to the downside, grab the lows, which still would be perfectly fine, and then reverse to the upside, just like we have done right over here at the start of last year. Right over here, we did see a longer period of consolidation. We even grabbed the lows before then ultimately reversing back to the upside. So if we would be grabbing the lows again because of this coming event and because of this bear flag pattern and this breakout that is going to be inevitable, or even if we're going to be grabbing the lows, I do think that this would be presenting us with a very good opportunity. Because ultimately, yes, I do think that Bitcoin is going to be headed even higher. And ultimately, I do think that this period over here is going to be a massive bear trap. And we can be reversing to the upside again, creating some new highs. All of the signals are definitely out there, like whales opening up long positions at this moment, which has always been confluencing with Bitcoin bottoms. We are sitting at some massive levels of support. We've been seeing a prolonged period of extreme fear. We are seeing capitulation in the market now, which is always confluencing with Bitcoin bottoms. The USDT dominance is hitting a massive level of resistance, which also always is confluencing with Bitcoin pushes to the upside. Because yes, the stablecoin dominance of this liquidity is about to flow back into crypto, potentially again, if we do get rejected by this level of resistance. So yes, like I have been very vocal about for the last couple of days to the last couple of weeks, yes, I do still think that this relief rally is going to be on the table and we can be easily seeing a push back up to the 50 weekly moving average, just like we have always been seeing after breaking down below the 50 weekly moving average. Yes, we have always been seeing that retest before then continuing even lower. So ultimately, it would not surprise me at all to be seeing this retest of the 50 weekly moving average. That is what I'm going to be expecting myself. However, keep in mind in that shorter time frame, we could definitely still grab the lows. This would be perfectly normal. This could definitely still happen. So if you are going to be getting interested in trading yourself as well, well, make sure to check out that link down below because you can claim a free 50 USDT bonus. On top of that, some big deposit bonuses, like for example, a 30K deposit bonus if you deposit 150K. So check out all of the details with that link down below. Check out all of the terms and conditions. And 2bit is definitely a great exchange to be trading at this current moment. And they are giving out some big bonuses as well, which is very nice. However, my next Bitcoin trades, what I'm going to be looking for is that if Bitcoin is going to be grabbing the lows again, just like we have done right over here, if we are going to be creating this bullish divergence, I will definitely be getting interested in longing that push to the downside if the right triggers will show itself, if we are going to be seeing the right confirmations. I'll be getting interested in opening up a long position over here. Or if we already push to the upside right now, which is definitely going to be a valid and possible scenario, well then I'm going to be having a look into the 100k to the 106k level next to open up a shorting position. Because yes, I do think that ultimately Bitcoin is going to be headed even lower, and we are trading in this bear market. We're going to be seeing further downwards price action. So yes, if we are going to be seeing a retest of this very important moving average, I will be getting interested in shorting that move. So these are going to be the two scenarios where I'm going to be watching out for. Also, if we do not see the right triggers and not the right confirmations at the point of this grabbing the lows over here, I do think that Bitcoin can be easily headed even lower to the 71k level, about that level, grabbing the lows above this previous low over here, and I'll also be interested in opening up a long position from that level. Ultimately, I do still believe that the counter trend rally, that the relief rally is on the table, and that we are going to be seeing this push back up to these very important levels of resistances. So that is where I'm going to be waiting for myself. But like I've said, ultimately, I do think that we're going to be headed even lower for this bear market. And we have just seen some other signals as well. Like, for example, Michael Saylor's strategy has bought another 10k Bitcoin worth almost $1 billion US. And this is absolutely mind-blowing. It's insane. It is a huge purchase again. But the crazy thing is that this really hasn't moved the market by much. I mean, market hasn't really been going up like that much at all. We have just seen a small minor local bottom, a small bounce right over here. And this is indicating a lot of weakness for me. This is indicating that definitely Bitcoin can be indeed headed even lower over here in a shorter time frame, but also definitely in that longer time frame. Ultimately, there is no strength at all anymore in the crypto market. This is clearly being indicated by this bullish news. If major players like this are accumulating this much amount of Bitcoin, and yet it cannot push the price even higher, both in the short term and in the long term, this is definitely indicating some bad things for me. So definitely, I think in that longer time frame, we are going to be seeing some more prolonged Bitcoin bearish price action. Of the peaking signals have just been there for this bull market. They have all just been indicating that yes, we are going to be peaking out for this bull market and we are going to be entering this bear market. So that is exactly what I will still expect. I'm going to be expecting this minus 70% correction if indeed Bitcoin history is about to repeat. But this will only present itself with some very good buying opportunities. If the lower we will go, the more aggressively I will be buying, the more aggressively I'll buy with a dollar cost averaging strategy. So I myself am going to be getting very excited if Bitcoin indeed is going to be dropping even lower, if Bitcoin indeed is going to be headed even lower. So that is what I do expect in that medium time frame. We can be seeing this relief rally, so keep that one in mind. But ultimately, it is still looking pretty weak. It is still looking pretty bad. These are going to be my trading updates, trading scenarios, which I'm going to be looking out for. But anyways, guys, with that being said, you need to prepare yourself right now already. And with that being said, check out all of the links down below. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.